Greetings. Welcome in, and happy Wednesday. I am Simone, Shepherdess, and I was taught that when you get, you give. When you learn, you teach. I'm here to preach, and y'all finna get this word. So before we begin, I'm going to bring us in by cleansing the energy with my sound bowl. The 4 taps that you on the sound bowl will represent me cleansing the energy of the 4 elements of water, fire, air, and earth. Y'all, so today we're about to do yoga, and if you have been tapping in since the beginning, y'all know I've been trying to incorporate yoga since the beginning, and this month will be the first time that we've done it because I've kind of shied away from it. I feel like it's not my strong suit, and I really don't like my setup, but I'm like, Simone, all of that doesn't matter because you are at least trying, you're doing, so eventually you will perfect. And this is the last month. This is the last Wednesday of this month, so yeah, we're about to do some throat chakra yoga poses. I'm going to be doing my yoga with some bergamots. Let me pull up what we gonna do. Dang, I hate that I cannot move this so y'all can even see what I'm talking about. I guess we can do the ones that we do see. Alright, give me a second. Let me get set up. Ashy? I am. Well, all of these start on the floor, so I guess let's just get on the floor. Before we begin, I want us to take 4 deep breaths to center ourselves. Ensure that we are present, we aren't pondering on the past or overwhelmed for the future. Slowly inhale through your nose into the capacity of your lungs. Fill up. Hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds and then slowly release it from your mouth until you feel all of the air from your lungs has been removed. Okay, so what's the first one we're gonna try? Let's try the bridge pose. And I want us to hold it for 5 breaths. Oh. The plow pose. Yo. Open on being poodle. Ugh. Shame. The screen's blocking. I don't know if this is the cat pose or the cow pose, but it's gonna be the one where our back is like hunched instead of dipped. Then we're doing the next one. This one. So the first one was the cat pose. This one is the cow pose. It's where you like put an arch in your back and your head should be up as well. I like this one. And then the last one, let's do the fish pose. Let's try to do the fish pose. Oh, Shay. Good, thanks. My favorite was actually the plow pose and the cow pose. Now I really need to like start incorporating yoga daily because that wasn't too bad. It's just the aesthetics. I just don't like what I'm getting on here presenting to y'all. See, I felt the plow pose in my thigh, and that felt good. And I like the cow pose because I felt that in my abdomen. So if you breathe correctly with that cow pose, you can definitely tighten up your abdomen area. And I'm speaking to me. Let me like some Palo Santos after that. Oh, we didn't even do much, y'all, and I feel it. Give thanks. So imagine if we did that every day or started our day with just a couple of stretches, ended our day. Why not? That's the one that felt the best in my back. Okay, so y'all, yesterday, or really it was like sometime this morning, like 12 a.m. when I got this. I don't know if it was an epiphany or download or just a moment of enlightenment. So y'all know it wasn't even 7 days ago when I got on here telling y'all about in 2021 when I felt like I was just losing everybody. And first my relationship ended in like June, and then we had the big, I don't want to call it a falling out because it wasn't a falling out, so a season of separation. That's what I had, a season of separation, because I was just being separated from everybody and everything, literally. But I was explaining to y'all like about the friend or the person I thought was a friend and how the whole situation happened. And I was like, yeah, I'll never like fuck with her again or whatever, in the sense of, because like she threatened my life. You can't trust people that do shit like that. And y'all, why the fuck did God come to me last night who was like, but that's not unconditional love, Simone. So if you are truly trying to walk in unconditional love and living with the notion of your heart being as light as a feather, that's not godly like. So literally accepting and I want to word it correctly, because it's not so much as accepting everything from everyone, but I gotta come up with the wording, because you don't want to allow people to walk all over you or take advantage of you. So you still want to have some type of intellect when it comes to how much you give to a person, whether it's something physically or intangible. But the thing about God is selfless. So how I've been like, you come first, we come first, put yourself first. Yes, you do put yourself first in a sense, but ultimately being with one and being one of the creator, you are selfless. And what came to me was, God doesn't have accepts, he only accepts. So EX versus AC, meaning that God isn't like, oh, I love you except for when you do this. I love you except for when you did that. It's like, no, I love you even in those moments. So if I am vibrating in unconditional love and agape love and godly love, then I have to walk the same walk. And I'm like, woo, that was a big one, because it's like, damn. And I know it's right because it ain't wrong. Like, it does sound wrong. So I'm like, damn, okay, guys, say less. So I'm like, dang, I immediately started going down the positives. Well, she said it, but she didn't do it. Well, you knew she was ultimately hurting, so will you really hold that against her? If you were in her shoes, would you want someone to forgive you and accept you again? And I'm like, wow. I asked to be aligned with unconditional love, and it is happening. And I'm in awe, because I'm like, dang, everything that was kind of like put on me for me to journey through, you would think would have hardened me, but it's actually softening me. Everything that you think would cause me to be malicious and have a stern heart or mindset or demeanor is actually causing me to be more loving, more accepting, more forgiving. And I can't do nothing but like give thanks, because I'm like, wow, if I'm gonna grow, this is the way I want to go. But that's the message for today, y'all. God doesn't have any accepts, he only accepts. And I'm like, wow. So literally walking with that in my heart in every single situation. Wow. So the journal prompt for today is, how can I use my voice to make a positive impact on the world? How can I use my voice to make a positive impact on the world? And for me, it's what I'm doing. By being the light, sharing the light, spreading the light, trying to be as vulnerable and transparent as possible. Because even when I have my low vibrational moments or my down moments, showing you who show up on here how I overcome, how I grow, how I journey through, how I walk through. So how can I use my voice to make a positive impact on the world? You, wherever you are today, whoever you are interacting with today, how can you use your voice to make it a positive experience? One of the biggest, and not even using your voice, but just using like facial expressions in your mouth. Try walking around all day today with a smile on your face, and you have no idea how that could spark a change in someone else. A lot of us are so wrapped up in our mind and our thoughts and our worries and our phones when we are walking around or moving from point A to point B. But today, take your head out of your phone, out of your device, look up, look out, and do it with a smile, and see how your interactions change with the people around you for today. Ashe. So again, how can I use my voice to make a positive impact on the world? And I am doing it one day at a time, spreading unconditional love, y'all. Unconditional love means no conditions, no parameters, no boundaries, no exceptions. It is unconditional. Ashe. I'm gonna pull from a few cards today. First, I'm gonna pull from is my Prism Oracle deck. can get that loose practicing every day. Stretching. Your joints tight. Your muscles tight. Oh, wow, because had to go. Jesus. So I'm gonna do the two that fell out and over. The other ones fell face down. We have flow and death. Are you going with the flow? How many times have I shared that when it's God, it flows. When it's you or ego, it's forced. Are you allowing life to happen effortlessly, or are you utilizing all of your energy to sway it to go a certain way? Then you worry, then you full of anxiety, and then you're depressed when it doesn't happen the way that you feel it should happen. Let it go, let it flow. And death, we know death doesn't mean end all be all. When a death comes or ending comes, it is to make room and space for a new beginning, for birth. No lie, when the year we found out my grandma died, my mom's mom, was the same year. So like she died, I think it was either February or March, and we went to her funeral. And I found out I was pregnant with Kaden that same year. I don't think that's a coincidence. Okay, let's see what the book says. And then also this blue is throat chakra blue. It says flow. The name aquamarine is derived from the two Latin words aqua and marina, meaning seawater. This card is about going with the flow, changing and adapting to a situation rather than fighting against it. It's important to keep in mind that currents can be very strong and water always gets to where it wants to go, slowly carving away stone as it flows by. Let this thought guide you on your journey, and let the water carry you where you need to go. That was part of my poem on Monday. Nature flows, and so should we. And it's so, I know we've been conditioned to try to force things to happen, but we really have to align with letting go. Then we got the death card. Death. The death card in a reading is not about literal death, but instead about a phase or cycle of your life that is dying out. Like the leaves falling from branches in the fall, this part of your life needs to die out to create space for new leaves to emerge in the spring. This can sometimes be difficult, and it's only natural to mourn if you feel like you need to. Just know that a whole new phase of your life is getting ready to begin. So what I'm getting from these first two cards that came out is a change is about to happen. And don't try and go against the current. Allow it to happen the way it is happening, and know that it is happening for your good. That on the other side of this is something that you've been wanting to align with, some type of manifestation, whether it's a relationship, a job, a family, a business. It is on the way, but you gotta make space. You gotta make space. I'm doing all oracle today. I don't have any tarot over here. Let's do signs of time. Spirit. I'm near. I'm clear. What to hear? What's the message? What needs to know? Tell me. Tell me so. Tell me what. You need to know. Tell me so. Ooh, na. Do I want these? Since these both fell over, I'm not gonna keep these, but I'm gonna do it again to see if either one of them gonna come out. Spirits. Clear. Something came out, but it wasn't one of those. So we got Palm, Destiny, and number 18 breaks down to a 9. I'm a life path. Number 9, you could be born on the 9th. You could be a life path number 9. And then we got fence, boundaries. Let's dive deep. It says palm, destiny. There is power in your palm. What are you passionate about? Have you thought about your purpose? This card is calling your attention back to yourself and your destiny. Prepare for fated events and moments that seem out of your control. You may notice an increase in coincidences, and things may align in ways that seem to be impossible. These forces are pushing you toward your destiny. You're being nudged to follow your soul's calling. If you don't know what that is yet, take some time to think about what you are drawn to and what you enjoy. Meditate and connect with your higher self for further guidance. You may experience not so random connections that lead you to exactly where you are destined to be.
Where are sheets?
Your what?
My sheet.
What sheet?
Can I open this?
Yeah. This card also indicates heightened intuition and spiritual senses. You could be feeling like you are destined for more, but not quite sure what that might look like. Accept that you don't have an explanation for everything and allow the universe to work its magic and guide you. Fate is stepping in and leading you to your next phase. Additional meanings include an urge to pursue a calling, significant fated events are occurring, discovering your purpose, enhanced spiritual guidance, or gifts. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Allow your intuition to lead you to your destiny by tapping in with yourself, meditating, doing yoga, doing breath work, doing shadow work, doing root work, releasing things that don't serve you. How I said that I'm aligning with unconditional love. Like, it has really caused me to be so light. Like, on I feel it physically, but I know it's on a spiritual level, because I'm not holding any type of anger, any type of remorse, not sending hatred to anybody. Then we got fence, boundaries. It's important to establish boundaries in your life and relationships, especially as a form of self-care. Just as fences clearly define what is yours and areas where people can and cannot have access, it is time to determine where you should set up fences around your heart and your time. Be clear about what you will and won't allow. People may be asking a lot of you or trying to take advantage, but know they can only do what you allow. Be deliberate, not only in setting your boundaries, but in communicating them. The card can also serve as a reminder to stand up for yourself and a nudge to be firmer with the lines you've established. You are, in a sense, teaching people how to treat you. Even if it feels awkward or uncomfortable now, in the long run, this will have a positive impact on your personal and familial relationships and increase your self-confidence. Additional meanings include setting stronger boundaries and saying no. And I love this because even though I am walking in unconditional love, I still have boundaries. So being able to effectively communicate that initially so people know what it is and what it ain't. But then also, if people, because people will be people, try to steer away from the boundaries that I set or cross those boundaries, being able to explain to them in a loving manner. Like, you don't have to be cold, curt, and cut straight to the point. No, soften it up. Explain it to them in a childlike way versus being mean and angry and trying to tell somebody off. Like, no. So it's like, yes, I am in the season of what would God do in every single situation, but also protecting myself as well. If you allow somebody to walk all over you, then that's what they will do. If you set the boundaries initially and what your expectations are, what your standards are, or what you are willing to accept, then it's like, okay, well, I told you what it was and what it wasn't. So if you do anything outside of that, you reap the repercussions. Guys, please stop. Spirit, out here. Didn't I ask y'all to stop? What's the message? God needs to know. Tell me. Tell me the truth. Tell me what I need to know. This one just fell out. Was so crazy. We got cards from the sacral chakra, service, and impasse. How are you being of service? What are you offering the collective that comes to you naturally? That's your gift that you were meant to share with others. Impasse, something has jumped on the path of your journey to influence you to take another direction. It is protecting you. It doesn't want you to go this way because you're not meant to go this way. It is pointing you in the right direction. Some type of way your paths crossed, you ended up turning the wrong way, and whatever has hindered that journey or halted that journey is to influence you to go a different way. You missed what story? Service. Honey Adams, I attract to you whatever you desire. If you give up your desire, I attract to you whatever you desire if you give up your desire. Before I even get into what the book says, y'all, we have to detach from desperation. You haven't gotten a job yet because you're desperate for that job. You haven't aligned with that relationship yet because you're desperate for it. Instead of being so focused on the outcome or the results, focus on the journey, focus on the work. How are you preparing yourself for the destination? What steps can you take to be the best you can be once you reach the finish line? Not focusing on the finish line. Honey Adams loved her 3 children very much and had a rewarding family life, though sometimes she regretted never finding a career outside the home. At the end of her life, she realizes that this failure was not a failure at all. Hey guys, I'm competing and I shouldn't be. Be quiet. At the end of her life, she realizes that this failure was not a failure at all. She achieved something more important, passing on the legacy of service to her daughter, Franny. Being a mother is a great accomplishment. Inspiration. Are you seeing your life as it really is? Though we may wish things to be different, often we create just what we need. This is an opportunity to look at where you are today, give up what you think you deserve, and start being of service in the now. I kind of struggle with this, especially like when my job let me go, or my job lost me. Cause I was like, dang, like I told y'all, I have been working since I was 14 years old. So for about 15, 16 years now, I've been working. So just sitting at home with my kids, not aligned with steady income that I was used to, whether it was every week, every 2 weeks. It kind of bothered me at first because it was so different. It was a drastic change and something that I wasn't used to then. Because in the past, when I hadn't had jobs, I didn't have 3 kids. You get what I'm saying? So to be in this season, to still have all these bills that need to be paid, all these kids that still need to be taken care of, was like, oh my God, like what the fuck am I going to do? But then as I have continued to sit in it, it's like I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I didn't expect it to happen the way that it's happening, but it's like, dang, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I'm still afloat, and it is mind-boggling that it's like, wow, imagine if I, excuse me, please be quiet, vibrated and worry, oh my God, how am I gonna pay this bill, how we gonna do this, how we gonna do that? And it's like, no, I just went with the flow. And what really assisted me was God separating me, removing all of those influences and distractions that would have caused me to stay in low vibrational energy. Girl, how you gonna pay that? How you gonna do this? You need a job. You need to figure this out. You need to put them in school. You need, everybody just projecting their own insecurities and opinions on me. So that's why I needed to be separated in order for me to sit and grow within this season. So, and change your perspective. Instead of you being worried and overwhelmed while you're in this season, look at the positives. How is this season working for your good? How is this season aligning you to be a better you? Personal inquiry. How does the idea of service inspire me? How can I make the most of my present situation? What can I give? What can I give? Give thanks. Key ideas include favoritism, unwillingness to compromise values, finding contentment, the joy of service, and precious memories. Huh? Yeah. No, you don't. You ain't slept in that bed since I bought it. Then we got impasse. Reggie Rust. This path is obstructed. Reroute. Reggie Rust is a guardian angel. One day, 2 friends, Clem and Craig, are dismayed to discover Reggie blocking their path through the mountains, with no way to get around him. Wondering why Reggie wanted to stop them and not daring to try to pass, they take another route. Reggie then moves on, having protected Clem and Craig from a landslide ahead that would have claimed their lives. Inspiration. This is a reroute, not an ending. The path is blocked and you are at an impasse. But is it impasse or impasse? But the goal is still there. Do not wait for your present situation to change. Stay focused and find another path. Personal inquiry. How adaptable am I? What does this card reveal about my feelings and my actions and my reaction to delays? Key ideas include change of direction, regroup and refocus, protection from harm, and guardian angels. It's so easy for us to vibrate in the what if and the shoulda and the couldas versus accepting what is. What is. Because if it did happen that way, we realistically cannot say that the outcome would have been the outcome that you are envisioning. So change your perspective and accept what has happened, what is happening, and know that it is happening for your good. This impasse, this obstruction, this detour is for your greater good. It's not here to hinder you. It's really here to propel you. He said this car came out because he was protecting them from the landslide, and they really wanted to go that way. But if they went that way, they would have died. Like, whatever did not work out the way you assumed it should have worked out, actually worked out for your good. Change your perspective. Change your perspective. Then I'm pulling from my love oracle deck because God really just had me vibrating in unconditional love. Like, and it's so beautiful because this is not who maybe this is always who I was. Like, it was always in me. But I had all these traumas that I was carrying, all these generational curses, all that hurt. So now that I've released and lightened my load, it has just changed me. You what? You making a robot? Who wrote in my closet like that? We got truth. Let me see what another card goes. Come on. What? We had truth last week, or when I last used this deck. Spirit. Yeah. I'm clear. You sure? And I was pregnant with Kaden. I was so... When I said the one that I was pregnant with Kaden was the same year my mom's mom died, my maternal grandmother died, is the same year that I got pregnant with Kaden. So she died in like March, and I got pregnant with Kaden in what? April. And I said, I don't think that's a coincidence, because I was talking about how the death of something or of someone is for a new beginning, is for new life, for a new perspective. Death brings newness. Death brings life. It makes room for something to take its place. Trying to see if another card gonna come out. I'm talking to the I'm recording. No, go get the water off my nightstand. Yes, it is. Go in my room and get the one off my nightstand. Dang, I guess it ain't meant for another one to come out. cut your hands off.
I want to.
So how you gonna eat? Oh, it just grew back.
No, it was in my shirt.
Oh, I thought you cut them off for real. Kyra, you better not waste that water. You better not waste that water. We got truth and joy. Simone is speaking the truth. Everything I just said is the truth. We got this card. I love when the same cards continue to come out of a deck. Like when I utilize the deck, because it is the universe confirming a message. And we got joy. Joy, joy, joy. Are you joyful? Are you joyous? Are you full of anger? Are you hurting? Let's see. Let's dive deep. Guys, please be quiet. Truth. To encourage acceptance of who we are. A being stands with a Phrygian cap, which represents her recently found freedom. Please be quiet. Her mask and black veil can is on the floor beneath her. Outnumbered by concealed figures in the back as they look on, some even reach out as they want to experience that feeling. Who are you when the mask is removed? What do you stand for when the conforming masses lurk in the shadows? How might it feel to shed the covering and allow all to be revealed? Who you are is your truth, and it will set you free. Affirm there is power and freedom in living my truth. The best thing you could be is you authentically. Don't try and be nobody else. Don't try and blend in. I want you to intentionally put energy in standing out. Real shit, I've been thinking about the reason why I am so beautiful on the outside externally is because I'm beautiful on the inside. My soul is beautiful. And that's why how you see people, y'all, I just see people younger than me, and they look like they carrying a lot. Wrinkles and they just look like they full of anger and stress and overwhelm and anxiety. But when your soul is beautiful, when you lighten up your heart, it's going to show externally. Guys, please stop. And then we got joy. To encourage happiness and great pleasure. Subjects dance in a clockwise motion to symbolize the continuation of time, their movement and expression of their inner glow. I didn't even realize this was going to say something about inner glow. As within, so without. Fucking facts. Joy is a part of humanity's innate essence and doesn't rely on external sources. Your joy cannot be taken without your consent, and is at your spirit's discretion as to if, when, where, and how your joy exudes. Let me give you that again. Your joy cannot be taken without your consent, and it is at your spirit's discretion as to if, when, where, and how your joy exudes. Feeling disconnected from joy can be an indication your outer world is too loud. To reconnect, go inward and become reacquainted with your own energy. Affirm, joy is the essence of my being. So that means we are no longer walking in, you made me mad, you made me angry, you made me do this. Are you really giving people outside of you that much power over you? I love it. As within, so without. As above, so below. The way you look, the way you feel will show. Okay, closing deck, y'all. I'm pulling from my crazy love, sexy. What is this? Crazy, sexy love deck. Spirits. I'm near. I'm clear. Ready to hear. What's the message? The flock needs to know. Tell me. Tell me so. Tell me what. We need to know. 17. Yes, 17.
Mommy, I'm about to go hiccups.
You got hiccups?
Mommy, where's bed? Yeah.
We got 3 cards to come out. We got it's time to rise. No matter what's happening in our lives, we always have the potential to rise above it. Rising is one powerful choice away. Rise out of our negative thoughts or our limiting beliefs. Rise out of our comfort zone or our complaints. Rise out of our slump or out of the potato chip bag. Get up and rise. What are you waiting for, darling? I want us to vibrate high, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So if we need to get up, if you've been sitting down for too long, get up, walk around, rise up. If you've been in a slump and sad, I need you to get up. Get up. Like, get up. Be happy. Choose to vibrate highly. You know what? This has transpired, but I'm changing my perspective and I'm choosing to be joyful. I'm choosing to accept that this is happening for my good. I'm going with the flow. Ask the universe, how is this working for my good? What? I recently incorporated a new affirmation. Damn, I just lost it. Give me 1 second. Whatever it is that you're going through, I want you to affirm that this is happening better than I can ever imagine, or this is working out better than I can ever imagine. That's what I recently did. Then we got unplug. Recharge your soul batteries by unplugging from the digital world. That's crazy because I got on here today saying put down your phones, your devices as you are going from point A to point B, and be more present in your surroundings. Connect with yourself by disconnecting from distractions such as other people's to-do lists. Take a stroll. The best way to generate fresh and innovative ideas is to balance the virtual and natural worlds. The birds and the trees have just as much to teach you as the internet, if not more. If not more, because nature is never ending and we know the internet is controlled. And if you didn't know, now you know. Stop comparing. We keep getting stop comparing. So it's somebody out there that is secretly in competition. It's secretly in competition. And why? I told y'all, as big and vast as the world is, it is enough room for all of us to exist however we choose to exist. My favorite analogy is when you go in the grocery store and you see a plethora of options for the exact same product. Whether it's the ingredients are different, the brands are different, whether something is generic, or you see options. You see options. So whatever it is that you want to create, whatever it is that you want to share with, can you please stop yelling and get that out of your mouth? I don't know where he is, but screaming is not the way to find him. Whatever you want to create, share with the world, it's enough room for you to do it. You don't have to compare. You don't have to compete. You don't have to try and drag somebody else down. Let's lose the crab in the barrel mentality. Let's work together. Let's work together and pull each other up. Influence each other, inspire each other, but let's stop hating and comparing one another. Hating on others and comparing to others. Apples don't compare themselves to oranges. Stars don't compete with other stars. They know there's room for all to shine in this ever-expanding universe. So embrace your differences. Celebrate your quirks and kinks. Bring your fullest expression of self forward and champion others when they do the same. It is enough space. I promise you. Release that competing energy. I hope this message added value. I am Simone the Shepherdess, and I was taught that when you get, you give. When you learn, you teach. I'm here to preach, and y'all finna get this word. Have a wonderful Wednesday and vibrate in unconditional love. And I'll see you tomorrow.